Hi, this is Dennis Richardson, Superintendent of the Brevard Water Treatment Plant, where we make high-quality, delicious-tasting water made fresh daily. This is a little tour of the plant. Welcome to the Brevard Water Treatment Plant. It was constructed in 1979. We started treating water here at 1980. Behind the sign, you see the shed. That is covering the drying beds. That's where our wasted water goes to dry out, and then we haul it off. This is the front of the plant. Walking up, the front of the plant was looking pretty rough, and we did some work on it a couple years back, and it's looking a lot better. Going down the sidewalk to your right are chemical holding tanks. The one to your far right is the sodium hydroxide. That's what we use for pH control. The tank in the middle, kind of brown tank, that holds our aluminum chloride. That is our coagulant. And the tall silo looking building on the left is our sodium bicarbonate. It's basically baking soda. We use it to help with corrosion control in the water. We're looking at the intake. This is Kathy's Creek. This is where all the water for the city of Brevard comes from. It flows out of the creek into the bottom of this building, and that is what we call the raw building, and we pump the water in from there. This is excess water that's passing through. We're going to go inside of the raw building. We have 3 raw water pumps. 2 of them are VFD drive pumps, and the one on the far end is just an old-fashioned on and off. We use it in case something happens to the VFD system. This big structure on your left is our clarifier. That is where all our wasted water, when we backwash a filter, it ends up going there. It settles, and we discharge the water back to the creek. This is our raw vault. There's a flow monitor in there. The other vault up next to the structure is the chemical injection point. That's where we add chlorine, aluminum chloride, and the sodium hydroxide. It's pumped up here. This is the flash mixer. It's kind of like a big blender. It takes the chemicals and it mixes them all together so they can do what we want them to do. You'll see it spinning there. Well, it flows out of the flash mix, and then it splits. And we have a right side of the plant, left side of the plant. After the flash mixer, the water goes to the flocculators, and you can see the paddles, and they're moving real slow, and it's hard to see in the video, but the chemicals will make the water start forming these little brown snowflakes. We call it flock, and it's basically it's all the dirt, for lack of a better word, in the water, and it bonds together. And after it comes out of the flocculators, it goes down through the settling basins. These are the settling basins. It comes through this wall to your right, and it just floats along, and most of that flock settles to the bottom. Now, usually 2 times a year, we have to clean the flock that has settled in these basins, and we'll draw all the water off the top using that skimmer, and then we will pull the plugs and send all this flock sludge to the drying beds that y'all seen when we came in the gate. At the end of the basins, the water goes over these weirs. It helps to keep the water from short-circuiting, and then it goes to the filters. We have two filters, and we have a left and right side. The top that you see is the black stuff is anthracite coal. That's the top layer. Then it goes through a layer of sand. Then it goes through a layer of small gravel. And then the water flows through some larger gravel, and finally through some composite material that's like honeycomb. This is the lab and the control room. This old blue panel here has been here since the plant started. We were working on replacing it with putting a lot of it on the computer and that little gray cabinet on the left. Over here is our sink and all our samplers. We've got water coming straight from the creek. That's our flash mix. That's the water in the mixer. That's in the settling basins, and that's after the filters, and that water's basically done. The blue things on the wall are chlorine analyzers through different points of the plant. There's the kitchen on the right. We're going to go downstairs and check out the chemicals. The glass was replaced in the front of the building last year. And we had an all new paint job throughout the plant. The door to the right goes to the pipe galley. There's just some valve controls down there. This is our little shop area. We'll go around the corner. This is our chemical feed pumps. We use Watson-Marlow peristaltic pumps. One's for aluminum chloride, one's for sodium hydroxide. We've got a couple of chlorine pumps, and we have one for orthophosphate. The orthophosphate is used to coat the pipes so it won't let metals leach out of the pipes into the water. Went out the back of the building. That's the old fluoride tank. We no longer feed fluoride. Walking out to the high service building. It's on our left, and the white circular tank behind the building is the clear well. It holds 250,000 gallons of water, and the water sits there waiting to go to town. As we go in, this is the high service building. Going down through here, we have two pumps. So they're high service pumps. They send the water to town. The light blue pump in the middle is the backwash pump, and the two little pumps on the far end are transfer pumps. They help get the water from the main building over to the clear well. And we're going to go in and take a look at the generator. This is a diesel powered generator, and it's capable of making everything at the plant run. If we have power outage, we can come out, crank it up, switch over, and keep sending water to town. This is a schematic of the plant. You can see the water coming in, going, getting, mixing, going through the said basins, filters, and finally going to Brevard. Thank you for watching our video. Hope you enjoyed it.